coaches can't coach, and they're still on the team. Our O-line coach, probably the worst in the league. It has to be. Our offensive coordinator, 100%, no question, the worst in the league. So what the are we doing? Replace him. We have to watch 10 more weeks of this?
Time now for Pro Football Fast Break. The show that brings you unfiltered, unapologetic, opinionated, pure pro football talk. Now let's go to the guys with this week's show.
Yeah!
Welcome to Pro Football Fast Break, show number 92. A big week in the NFL, maybe the most newsworthy week in the NFL in a while, because there was a trade deadline, and it was the most active trade in the history of the NFL. Today, we're going to get into that trade, and then we got a rant. Jacob, Tim, we got a rant on the Pittsburgh Steelers to get to, so we will get to all of that and more. Let's kick it off right now with just the latest news. All right, so let's take a look at the big trade activity. We've got the San Francisco 49ers picking up Christian McCaffrey. In exchange, the Panthers got a 2023 second-round pick, a 23 third-round pick, a 23 fourth-round pick, and a 24 fifth-round pick. Obviously, the Panthers are stacking up picks, and the 49ers are loading for this season. Elsewhere, we've got Roquan Smith to the Ravens. In exchange, the Bears got A.J. Klein, a 23 second-round pick, and a 23 fifth-round pick. How about the Denver Broncos trading Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins? In exchange, the Broncos got Chase Edmonds at running back, a 23 first-round pick, and a 24 fourth-round pick. The one we've been talking about and will continue to talk about is Chase Claypool to the Chicago Bears. In exchange, the Steelers pick up a 23 second-round pick. And keep in mind, Chase Claypool was a second-round pick for the Steelers 3 years ago. They got 3 years of use out of this guy, some good production in years past. The Steelers never have a high-round pick. So, this was a later second-round pick, while the Bears should end up being a pretty high second-round pick. I'd say a pretty good deal for the Steelers from that standpoint. Now, it's debatable. We'll get into it. What about this divisional trade? In the same division, the Detroit Lions trade away T.J. Hawkinson, tight end. In exchange, they pick up a 23 fourth-round pick, a 24 conditional fourth-round pick from the Vikings. So within the division, the Vikings now get T.J. Hawkinson at tight end. Sweet move for the Vikings, questionable for Detroit. How about the Bears trading away Robert Quinn, defensive end, to the Eagles? In exchange, the Bears get a 23 fourth-round pick. We've got the Falcons trading Calvin Ridley, receiver, to the Jags. In exchange, so the Falcons receive a 23 conditional fifth-round pick and a 24 conditional second-round pick. The New York Giants trade receiver Kadarius Toney to the Kansas City Chiefs. In exchange, the Giants get a 23 third-round compensatory pick and a 23 sixth-round pick. The Colts trade away Nyheim Hines, running back, to the Buffalo Bills. In exchange, the Colts receive running back Zach Moss and a 23 conditional fifth-round pick. The 49ers traded running back Jeff Wilson Jr. to the Dolphins. In exchange, the Niners receive a 23 fifth-round pick. This one was a very interesting trade. We talked about it a little bit before. The Jacksonville Jaguars trade away James Robinson, running back, to the Jets. Now the Jets shore up their running back position. Of course, they had an injury, and the Jags receive a 23 conditional sixth-round pick. If you've got Robbie Anderson on your fantasy team, he is now an Arizona Cardinal, as the Panthers traded Robbie Anderson to the Cardinals. The Panthers, in exchange, receive a 24th sixth-round pick and a 25 seventh-round pick. The Falcons traded linebacker Deion Jones to the Browns and a 24 seventh-round pick in exchange for a 24 sixth-round pick. And, of course, the Pittsburgh Steelers pick up William Jackson III from the Washington Commanders. In exchange, the Commanders receive a 25 conditional 6th-round pick. So we're into 2025 now. And if you'll recall, the Steelers had their eyes on this guy in, I believe, the 2016 draft. The Bengals moved up and took him. The Steelers ended up with Artie Burns. That was a bust. So now the Steelers get the guy they wanted, shore up that secondary that they desperately need with cornerback William Jackson III. The Raiders traded away Jonathan Hankins to the Dallas Cowboys, defensive tackle, in exchange a 2023 6th-round pick. The Kansas City Chiefs traded cornerback Rashad Fenton to the Falcons. In exchange, Chiefs receive a conditional 2023 7th-round pick. The Falcons also traded safety Dean Marlowe to the Bills. In exchange, the Falcons receive a 2023 7th-round pick. And there's your big notable trades. Again, a historic day in the NFL for a trade deadline. It's never happened before. All right, guys, so as we get into this, I'm going to kick off this Steeler rant that you knew was coming, and then I have a feeling it's going to be a spirited conversation today. So if you find rants offensive, you may want to pause this podcast, but you may also think it's interesting. So let's kick it off. Things aren't pretty at the Pittsburgh Steelers, and for those of us fans, it's gone from bad to worse, right? If you watch the post game on CBS after getting blown out by the Eagles, Bill Cowher made this simple statement: the Steelers can't run this offense without a running game. It's so simple, and it's a shame we have to say it, but this team can't function without a running game. Frankly, most teams in the NFL, unless you've got Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes, can't function without a running game. Here's an example. You had a 2nd and 19, right? Most teams are going to go into a pass. You might run the ball. The Steelers did a delayed handoff from the shotgun to Najee. That's 5.5 yards for Najee just to get to the line of scrimmage. That's 25 yards to get a first down. Najee hasn't been able to get 5.5 yards, let alone 25 yards. There's virtually no chance for that play to work. Whatever analytics you use, there is no chance that's going to work. Why not simply put Kenny Pickett under center in the I formation if you have to, with a fullback, fake to the fullback, give it to Najee. At that point, he hits the line of scrimmage. If he picks up 5 yards, it's still a positive 5 yards. In this case, you put yourself in a 3rd and long. And of course, every 3rd and long for the Steelers is a 1-yard pass. I mean, that's the Steelers. It sums it up this year. If you watch every other team in the NFL that's having any success, they're running the football. You can't run an offense without running the football, and you can't run an offense with every play from the shotgun. And the other part of this is you're in a critical situation where you need yards. Why are you calling plays that can't possibly put you in a position to win? A 1 or 2 yard pass isn't going to get 10 plus yards that you need on 3rd down. Jacob?
You have to score on this drive or the game's over.
You find a way to do it.
You're not calling your fucking jet sweeps and your 5 yard behind the line of scrimmage. Running back gets the ball and then runs and gets sacked backwards.
Turns into normal football, basically, when you have to score. You start
every time Ben had to call the plays because we were losing, and in like a 2-minute drive situation was when we fucking played good on offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be bad.
So our fucking coaches can't coach, and they're still on the team.
I know.
We have our O-line coach, probably the worst in the league. It has to be. Our offensive coordinator, 100%, no fucking question, the worst in the league. So what the fuck are we doing? Replace him. The fuck is this?
And we won't replace him.
I know. So what the fuck are we doing? We have to watch 10 more weeks of this?
I know. Wow. Unless they're going to force him to make changes. Are we going to have
one more win the entire fucking year? Because we are, if we're calling offense the way we have been the first 8 fucking weeks.
Yeah. It's a sad thing.
Makes no sense. It's fucking terrible. There's no point in watching.
And it's so easy to fix. It's so easy.
And it's so easy to fix, and there's no chance they're going to do it.
I mean, if Bill Cowher comes on TV and actually said what he said, which to me was amazing. I mean, he said you have to run the football, and he said, why is Kenny Pickens out of the shotgun every time? You're just putting that pressure on Najee. He's got to go 5.5 yards before he hits a line of scrimmage. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It'll never make sense, and it'll never work.
I mean, they have to be aware.
And you got to. Tomlin's a for letting it happen, just like he's done it the whole time. He doesn't change anything when there's a problem.
Yeah,
he just he's just like loyal to the dude. Yeah, you fucking suck at your job. Just finish out the season. We don't need to win.
Yeah, I don't get that either. I mean, other teams make changes mid-year. Why can't we?
These ass Rams in Tampa are playing Madden with no salary cap on, doing whatever they want, but we can't build an O-line or replace our offensive fucking coordinator from outside of the organization?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
It's amazing.
It's not even, it's just like, you're not trying. You don't want to win. You clearly don't give a fuck, because if you did, you would replace the biggest damn problem on the team.
And I don't think it's that we don't want to win because we're not tanking. It doesn't make, there's no benefit.
That's what I'm saying. So what the fuck are we doing? You're not tanking, but you clearly aren't trying to win if you're not replacing the offensive coordinator.
Are we just set in our ways and we just won't do it? Like,
yeah,
we just won't
dumbass
change?
Tomlin, who he's only been, it's not like he's been, it's like, just fucking change it. Who gives a fuck?
The thing is,
like, fuck.
When you listen,
it's not that hard.
By the way, if you listen to Steelers Nation Radio and they all call in, they want Tomlin fired. Some of them want Kenny Pickett benched. And I'm like,
at this point.
And then Najee, and I'm like, guys, like, and well, they all want Matt Canada gone. But it's like, Mike Tomlin's still the winningest coach in the NFL, or never having a losing season.
You're not going to replace him with anyone better. But he might be in some ways.
Najee is still the running back from Alabama that was fantastic last year.
But if we aren't going to call him plays that are going to make him successful and just have him be the worst in the league statistically, then bench him.
Yeah, bench him
and put in Jalen Warren because he's getting more yards with less carries.
And they're all saying that, and the reason they think that that's happening is he hits the hole, he doesn't dance around. He just flies through the hole.
Fast. Yeah, he's fast. He does. He really does. That's actually like a pretty accurate, like, he really does. When they snap him the ball, he just
so give him the ball.
And he's small. He's not even
tiny.
That big. Yeah,
he's never going to do that. He's never going to last.
It's only working because we can't block. He's small as fuck and he's quick and little, so they don't see him.
Yeah, and they don't even expect him probably to just burn through
but he's doing it. So
yeah,
bench Najee until you can learn to fucking call a single good running play.
Well, here's the good news.
Season.
With the Claypool
just
trade,
start pounding both of them. We should just start
pound them from the line of scrimmage.
Yes.
Pound them.
We don't run the ball like that.
If you want to do those weird ones, put in Warren because we already know Najee's can't. God.
I mean,
so stupid.
If you want the positives, we have a first-round pick next year, which at this point looks like it's going to be a pretty high pick. We're going to have 2 first-round picks, which will both be pretty high picks as well.
And none of that gets you an offensive coordinator, so it's totally irrelevant who we draft.
He'll be fired. He'll be fired by then. And
then he'll be replaced by our quarterback coach, and we'll be running the same offense, and that's pretty much guaranteed.
This is where we need the Rooneys.
Much a fact that we will replace him with our quarterback coach.
The Rooneys have to step in. They have to and bring someone in. We've done it before. We brought Bruce Arians in. Tony Dungy, like these guys were all...
Yeah, and that was all over 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah. It's been a long time. But it's been pre-Tomlin.
Damn.
It's over 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians and
what
Tony
we've
Dungy,
done the past decade and a half, same shit offense, fire him or promote the quarterback coach. Every single fucking time.
Yeah.
You hear that?
And the only reason our offense has been all right is because we draft so good that those players have to overcome our terrible staff.
Which is
we draft
weird.
So good, we're giving away receivers. Juju, Claypool, James Washington, Ray McLeod. We just tossed them all away. just take Pickens this year. We just keep getting them.
We're a receiver machine.
We're just wasting them.
Yeah, holy shit.
We're like LSU with receivers. Like they make them in college, but we draft. We're like LSU when it comes to receivers.
We send them somewhere else, and they actually seem to do pretty good.
Every single one.
Only thing I'm looking forward to, though, is George Pickens is the real deal. He's the deal.
Yeah, he's our wide receiver one.
He's a freak.
He will be.
Now we can focus on him. We got Freiermuth, right?
Yeah.
And then we got Deontay Johnson underneath. We still kind of
Deontay has the most targets every single game. It does nothing.
And drops.
I have him in fantasy,
Critical
so I know what I'm talking about. It's not even drops. He catches them now, but he just goes doesn't do shit, and he's all like, he only catches the ball on like short routes and bullshit, and I don't know. It's weird. I mean, we just don't have much of a passing game, so it's like, you can't really say much about the receivers' performance because when they catch the ball, there's not really a drop problem. It's more of just
are you? Wait, you didn't just say that, right? There's not a drop problem.
I don't know.
Are you joking?
Oh God!
There's not a drop problem.
Is Deontay doing it again? I guess I haven't paid enough attention.
You must not have been watching a single game if you don't think there's a drop problem. There's more than a fucking drop problem. There's a huge fucking drop problem. I think maybe I don't know how many interceptions Pickett has in his 2 games starting, like 10 or something, which is already one of the most insane things ever. But every single one of those picks is bounced off the receiver's hands, maybe minus 2 of them, and into the defender's hands. Deontay has dropped. He's dropped fucking. Oh my God!
Critical.
Get him on.
Deontay does that a lot. Yeah.
I am pissed that we gave him a 4-year deal.
That was
get him off the fucking team.
Maybe he's
I'm done with it. I can't watch him do that.
We couldn't trade him because of his deal. That's the problem.
This is what blows my mind. If he's totally covered and we throw it to him, he's catching. He's going to make a one-handed behind the back catch. If it's a wide open 3rd down or touchdown that you need to catch to win, it's touching your hands and it's hitting the ground every fucking time. I'm totally over Deontay. I want him off the team.
By the way, in the AFC North, you do realize the Ravens lead at 5-3, Bengals 4-4, Browns 3-5, Steelers 2-6. We're 3 games, and I know that's a lot, and we're not going to catch it because of our strategy, but this thing can still be turned around into something.
Yeah, I had hope like 2 days ago when I was hoping add 1 O-lineman, fire Matt Canada. If at least fire Matt Canada, but we didn't, so I don't care anymore.
I mean, and then even like there's going to be a lot of teams obviously that make the playoffs, and they're all pretty much 3-win, 4-win teams at this point. So it's still wide open, but
it's not over at all. But
our strategy.
We didn't fire offensive coordinator, so that's not changing. So
the only thing that's going to improve is TJ Watt. It's like that's not enough.
Yeah, and that's just bullshit. That's fucking ridiculous that you're forcing us to rely on one player on the defense to win our games.
Yeah.
We can't run the fucking ball with Najee Harris. Deontay Johnson can't catch.
Right.
Kenny Pickett has 1 touchdown probably and 10 interceptions on the season. And it's none of their faults.
Right. No, it's all strategy.
Besides Deontay, that guy actually is.
It's all strategy, all of it. Even the line, as bad as we rip on them, I don't know if it's as bad as it seems.
I don't think it would. I don't know how much it would matter who we put there with the plays we're running.
That's what I'm thinking. The more I watch them, I see Pickett with some time.
In the Tampa game, we were blocking perfectly fine for the running game.
Mm-hmm. We were. I think it's strategy. I think it's all play call. You have to change that before anything else. You can't know. And I wonder who Mike Tomlin's staff is because they missed that. They didn't throw the challenge flag on the George Pickens catch. That was an absolute catch. Was that the last game?
I don't even remember, but
go back and look it up. The pass to Pickens was a catch. The coverage team on TV said it was a catch. The official on TV.
Usually happens to us every single
and we didn't show the challenge flag. Didn't turn out to matter in that drive, but it just makes me wonder what kind of staff does Mike Tomlin have? And I got to question him for that because that's his job.
That's what I'm saying. you're adding Brian Flores to making him a linebacker coach, but you got the worst offensive coordinator, offensive line coach.
Yeah.
Probably the worst receiver coach, probably the worst quarterback coach. Like, you got the worst everything on the offensive side of the ball when it comes to the coaching staff in the league by far. So what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Well,
Like, just get it, just fix it. Like, stop being and fix it. I'm tired of watching it. I'm tired of talking about it. Why are the Falcons better than us?
Right.
They don't have a single player on their damn roster that's better than ours. They don't have a single coach on their damn team that's better than ours. Figure it the fuck out and fire Matt Canada, which you're not going to, which is why it's so annoying.
Yeah. Well, you just summed up all the Pittsburgh coverage. That's what everyone says.
It's like you like fire Matt Canada, and then it makes you more pissed because you already know we're not going to.
Right.
So
all
you're
right.
just trapped.
Well, there's your Steelers. Let's just burn through some of the scores from this past week and see if there's anything of note. So Thursday night, we had the Ravens 27-0, the Buccaneers 22. What are you going to say about the Bucs?
Tampa's terrible.
Fell apart. It's over. It's
They're
over.
worse than the Steelers.
So that's over.
They're literally worse than the Steelers.
And they're not coming back.
No.
I don't think.
Well, they could, but
They could, but they won't.
they won't.
In my
but they
opinion. Broncos 21 over the Jags 7.
Might. No, well, just about Tampa though, they won't come back, but their division is the Falcons, Saints, and Panthers. Mariota, PJ Walker, and Andy Dalton. So I don't see how they don't win the division.
So they may win the division anyway.
Even with a losing record.
Yeah. You're right. You said that.
I think 7 wins gets you the division.
Yeah. How about the Broncos 21 over the Jags 17?
2 bottom 10 teams.
Yeah. I mean, Broncos disappointment. We've talked about it.
Yeah, biggest disappointment in the league by far.
But they got Chase Edmonds now at running back.
Yeah, which means nothing.
I'm going to play him in fantasy. He's on
might be good in fantasy.
He's on my bench. I mean,
Javonte Williams wasn't having a good year before he got hurt.
yeah.
Melvin Gordon sucks.
All right, now the next one I've been hearing all over NFL radio. I've listened too much this week. The Dolphins 31 over the Lions 27. Everybody's hyped on the Dolphins, dude. Everybody.
I know.
They are hyped big time.
They did what Tampa and the Rams did. They stacked up in the offseason. They stacked up at the trade deadline. They've done everything they possibly could. Tua's playing good enough.
Are we buying it, though? Are we buying it?
They're the third best team in the AFC.
Tua 29 of 36, 382 yards, 3 touchdowns. That sounds pretty good.
Don't you agree? I think the Dolphins are clearly the third best team in the AFC.
Yeah, that's what most people are saying.
I think the Titans are clearly the next best.
Yeah. Here's one. Well, Falcons 37, Panthers 34.
Falcons almost lost that game. It went into overtime. The Panthers missed the game-winning field goal and the game-winning extra point or something like that.
Usually the Falcons lose that.
Yeah, luckily the Panthers are just bad enough.
Wow. Vikings 34 over the Cardinals 26.
Vikings are really good. Cardinals are decent.
And the Vikings picked up Hawkinson from...
That's a good pickup.
That's a cool pickup.
Because they didn't have a good tight end.
Yeah.
And Hawkinson is a top 5 tight end this year.
So they're going all in, is what that tells me.
Yeah, so now they got Jefferson, Thielen, Dalvin Cook, and Hawkinson.
They realized that this is their year because the Packers are down.
Packers are down. Brady's down.
They're going in.
This is it. The Niners have Jimmy G still.
Yeah. Cowboys 49 over the Bears 29.
Cowboys are nice. Bears are better than... Bears seem to actually be getting like a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like just a tiny bit better to where they're like competing in games a little bit.
Well, the Chase
They have
Claypool...
a run game, I guess.
Yeah, they do
Bears
have a run game. That's true.
We
They have a
looked
nice
at
run.
the Chase Claypool trade from the Steelers standpoint, but if you look from the Bears standpoint, it's a nice piece, you know? It's a nice piece to add.
Yeah, it is.
It gives Justin Fields something else.
Fields was like really good, which he's not, but if he was, that would be a pretty scary team.
Claypool was the number 2 receiver to Darnell Mooney.
So he's going to get, and by the way, I think I'm going to start him in fantasy now, Claypool.
Well, the
What do you
problem is, I honestly don't see why he would even do better than he was in the Steelers because they actually throw the ball way less than us.
Oh.
They run it every. Justin Fields carries the ball like 20 times a game, like rushes, and then they have
all three
two
of them.
running backs.
Yeah,
they got 3 people that run the ball.
Yeah.
They run the ball more than Cleveland.
Maybe.
So that's your one. I would not start Cleveland.
You wouldn't?
Like, no.
He's projected to get 4 points, so that must be why.
Yeah, he might do worse than that.
Wow.
Because he's actually might be, like, as crazy as that is, he might be in a worse situation now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. You wouldn't think it because went from like the number 3 to the number 2, but he's got a quarterback that only runs and an offense that only runs. Where we were an offense that can't run,
Right,
so we were obviously throwing the ball.
Now, we didn't talk about this, but Green Bay was in the running for Claypool and offered us a second as well. And I don't know if we just wanted the higher second that.
Yeah. Or he wanted to fuck over Claypool.
Yeah, there's some reason we did that, but
all I know is if Claypool would have went to the Packers, he would have potential to be a top 10 receiver.
And
easily.
Aaron Rodgers is beside himself, and so are the fans. They don't know what to think.
They wanted him so bad, I bet.
They're desperate for him.
It's not like he's that great either. That's what sucks.
Damn, but that would have been a way better spot for him to land.
Oh, my God. That would have been the best thing that could have ever happened to him.
That would have been a great move for his career.
Now he's going to Chicago,
and to
the most running team in the league.
Damn, he probably thought that he was going to get himself with Aaron Rodgers. And then he got himself.
I saw a meme. It was like Chase Claypool gets traded, and like a guy like really happy and excited. And then it was like sees he gets traded to the Bears, and then he's just like sad again.
And all it would have taken was
now he has to live in Chicago.
If they'd have given us a second and even a fifth, we'd have done it.
Yeah, just added something else in there.
And they did.
Yeah,
they're stubborn as hell. Talk about frustrating.
They are.
They're worse than the Steelers.
They are, yes.
They're stubborn.
They are very stupid.
Rodgers will always tell you that. Like I've heard him a million times say
Rodgers
that. Rodgers
is probably pissed he stayed there.
Oh, that was a bad move for him, as it turns out. He didn't know at the time, but the Saints blew out the Raiders, shut them out 24-0.
Yeah. The Raiders are like absolutely fucking terrible, and they are such a disappointment. It blows my mind.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate that. I don't like that they're so bad. It's annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying.
This one, we only need to talk about it from the Eagles standpoint. Eagles 35, Steelers 13.
Yeah, A.J. Brown is fucking insane. 3 touchdowns in the first half.
That move, remember on draft night, we thought that was a weird trade?
Yeah.
And then the Titans picked up a receiver.
I just thought the Titans were dumb because they traded away A.J. Brown and then replaced him with a rookie.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Eagles have no business being as good as they are. They have good players.
If you look at their team now, their offense.
It is really good. And it's
Jalen
like
Hurts throwing the ball to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert at tight end.
Yeah.
Miles Sanders running the ball. Good O-line. Javon Hargrave, who the Steelers drafted, D-tackle, and we let him go to keep to it.
Yeah.
Is insane this year. And we should have kept him. We probably couldn't have kept him, but.
And then the Patriots 22 over the Jets 17.
Yeah, Jets starting to lose some of their whatever.
New York
thought we're so great about them.
New York's pissed already.
Both New York teams are actually just now went back to being shit after this week. Giants lost to the Seahawks. Jets lost to New England.
Titans 17 blew out the Texans. No, it didn't blow out. Texans 10, 17.
Yeah,
10.
and the Titans were winning the entire game, and they had Malik Willis at quarterback, which is probably why they only scored 17, just because Tannehill's still better.
Seahawks over the Giants 27-13. The
Seahawks are borderline top 10 team.
And
I like them.
And I honestly don't even think the Giants are top 10 now after losing.
I
was just waiting for them to lose again.
I think they're frauds. Saquon's playing really good, though, so that probably helps. But
Commanders 17, Colts 16.
2 of the worst teams in the league. 2 bottom 5 teams.
Niners 31 over the Rams 14.
Yeah, the Rams are like shitty. Still better than the Steelers. And the Niners are a top 10 team and will probably make a run because of the NFC's weakness. The
Bills Packers. Good game. Actually, good game.
It actually was a good game, but Rodgers had no chance with his receivers.
27-17. They hung in there,
They hung in there.
Dobbs or
having no teammates.
Dobbs.
Yeah, Dobbs is their only.
That guy's not that bad. He's pretty good.
He's not. He's a rookie.
He made a crazy ass catch in that game.
He's going to have a good career, 100%, because he's a rookie,
he's
and
good.
he has no help.
If they added Claypool and him, they could start to get something going. One more guy
They
eventually,
really
and you'd
could have
be
used
set.
Claypool.
Yeah.
And then the last game of the weekend, Browns-Bengals surprised us all. 32 Browns, Bengals 13. I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know.
Me neither.
It didn't make sense.
To say to that one.
They just ran the hell out of it. They looked
Just
good.
AFC North random.
It's AFC North ball.
And once again, the teams that run the ball and have the O-line are somehow better than the team with the superstar quarterback.
Yep. All right, when we come back, we've got PFB Power Rankings. We've got Jacob's Lock of the Week. It's all coming up next.
It's Pro Football Fast Break. The guys will be right back.
Now you can get generic Viagra shipped to your door for about $2 a pill. Get the same impact for less. Call Steelman Pills now and get the same blue pill for about $2 a pill. Call now for the 50-pill special and save even more. Plus, get a free bonus.
800-525-8891. 800-525-8891. That's 800-525-8891.
This is Pro Football Fast Break.
And we're back on Pro Football Fast Break. And it's time to take these results and do some brand new PFB Power Rankings. So have things shaken up on the Power Rankings?
Bills.
Oops. Okay.
Drum roll.
Gave you a drum roll for that.
Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Vikings, Dolphins, 49ers, Titans, Ravens, Seahawks.
I like it.
I can't argue with it.
Vikings are pretty hot this year.
Do it one more
Which
time.
makes it's about time too.
Let me let that sink in.
Bills, Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Vikings, Dolphins, 49ers, Titans, Ravens, Seahawks.
Okay, so the question is, where are we on? You asked last week, who would we think Super Bowl? And at this point, I feel like I need to come on board with the Eagles, but why am I not there yet?
Because they're the Eagles, and we have no idea what they're going to do when they get in the playoffs. But if they keep playing like this, they'll probably win games. So,
I mean, are they going to pull this off? Is this their year?
I would think that's cool, but I just it's hard to say the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl no matter how good they're doing.
Yeah.
What did you guys predict it already?
Well, I've been leaning toward Vikings Buffalo, but
Oh wow,
I don't know.
oh yeah, I think I heard you say that.
I don't know.
Shit, I don't know. I really don't either. I don't know.
I'm not sold on Dallas.
What do you have, Jacob? If you had to choose,
Eagles, Bills.
Eagles, Bill. That was what I was gonna guess.
What it's feeling. It's what it's feeling like.
That's probably the most likely outcome. Like, yeah, damn NFC. I don't know what to say.
NFC's all up in the air. The AFC is the better division, obviously.
Yeah. What if the Seahawks slide in there?
I know.
Geno
Seahawks. It could happen.
That'd be crazy.
It just depends on schedule. It depends on, a lot of things breaking.
Yeah.
Injuries, everything. But
Yeah.
and who knows? It could easily be Kansas City and not the Bills. It could easily happen.
Hey, the Titans are starting to kind of heat up too. They're having a good season.
Then it popped in my head today. Could it be Miami? Could it be? Oh, could Miami do it?
Left-handed Tua in the Super Bowl.
Could it happen?
Shit, that'd be crazy.
What about Philadelphia, Miami? Tua versus Jalen.
Two teams who would have been nothing like 2 seasons ago.
2 Alabama quarterbacks.
Yeah. Ooh. They're making some good quarterbacks.
I just don't know.
Holy shit. Eagles versus Dolphins. That'd be funny.
It would be. Let's make some money. Tim can never hear. We can never be on the same page because there's some kind of weird delay.
Tim doesn't hear it?
He hears it.
No, I hear it. I don't get it at the same time. Exact same time.
It's Jacob's Lock of the Week. See? Tim didn't get it.
That didn't sound on beat.
It never sounds on beat. All right. What kind of locks you got for us?
Yep, my lock is...
What's your lock of the week?
Vikings -3 against Washington.
Should be an easy win.
Yeah. Seems pretty good.
Vikings simply have to win by 3. I like it.
Yeah.
Against a pretty bad team.
Against a bad team.
Good pick. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Kick a field goal and you win the bet, right? Vikings win by a field goal and you win.
Yeah.
All right.
That seems like it shouldn't even be an option.
Even be a question.
I know.
All right, let's look at week 9, and we're going to go through the Sunday, Monday games. You get 1 second to decide who's going to win or lose. Colts, Patriots.
Patriots.
Patriots, yeah.
Packers, Lions.
Packers.
Packers.
Chargers, Falcons.
Chargers.
Bills, Jets.
Bills.
Vikings, Commanders.
Vikings.
Tim, jump in when you want. Panthers, Bengals.
Panthers. Just kidding.
Bengals. I'm going Bengals.
Bengals. All right. Raiders, Jags.
Raiders, I guess.
Jacob, Raiders, Jags.
They're both shit. I guess the Jags.
Okay. Dolphins, Bears. That's an easy one.
Dolphins.
Seahawks, Cardinals. That's not an easiest one.
I'm going Seahawks.
Seahawks, yeah.
Rams, Buccaneers. There's a tough one. This is the hardest one.
I'm going Rams.
This is supposed to be the NFC Championship. Rams, Buccaneers. Go. Jacob, Rams or Buccaneers? Pick your poison.
Rams.
I think Rams, yeah. Titans, Chiefs.
I'm going Titans.
Ooh,
Somehow.
an upset.
Yeah.
Jacob, Titans, Chiefs?
Titans.
Me too. That's 3 for the Titans over the Chiefs. That's a bold move. Last but not least, and don't use your... be objective, Ravens, Saints.
Ravens.
Me too.
Ravens.
Yeah, as much as we want this, it doesn't even matter. Why do we even care? Why am I worried about the AFC North anymore?
I'm not.
I need to move on to next year.
At
least we get a break from the pain with the Steelers on the bye week.
Yeah, at least you don't have to watch them this week.
That's right. Hey, as always, to make a comment or suggestion, you can email us, profootballfastbreak@gmail.com, or hit our Twitter feed @PFBFastBreak. Thanks for listening to Pro Football Fast Break. We have one ask. If you like what you've heard, tell one friend, text them now, share it on your social media. Tim, tell them to hit the website.
ProFootballFastBreak.com.
And you got links to the show. You're going to find us on every podcast player you can think of. That's it for me. I'm Don saying peace out. He's Jacob.
Peace.
He's Tim.
Peace out. Yo.
Thanks for listening to Pro Football Fast Break. Be here each week as the guys bring you a fresh take from the world of pro football. Until next time.
Everyone watches more than 5 hours of television. Really? And that's not counting mobile viewing. Get Dish TV and make that time worth it. With Dish, you can get hundreds of channels, access to all kinds of sports, tons of movies, premium channels, and more. Another thing that's really cool with Dish is you can watch most of your favorite shows on your mobile device anywhere for a lot less than cable. Yes, that's right. We are asking you to watch more TV and not less TV, but make it better television with Dish this time, anytime, anywhere. So So call right now and learn how easy it is to save on your television bill and get the most out of your TV viewing experience. Dial that number and I promise you we're here waiting for your call because we want to save you money and give you better television. We are Dish TV.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi Code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
800-961-4718. 800-961-4718. 800-961-4718. That's 800-961-4718. If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. Ouch! Well, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers. If you administer insulin 3 or more times per day or use an insulin pump, call now and learn how a CGM can help you.
Painless. No more pricking my finger.
No finger pricks.
Convenience. They delivered it free and they took care of all the paperwork.
You can reduce pain right away. Plus, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you spend more time in range. And if you have insurance, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Call now and get free shipping of your new CGM. Plus, we'll bill your insurance for you. 800-413-7619. 800-413-7619. 800-413-7619. That's 800-413-7619.